So I think I found a laptop that shakes the pedestal of the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you know that I am considered a Lenovo Legion fanboy. And it's only because I believe they had just the best build quality, performance optimization, and really great upgrade path. It has everything a great gaming laptop for creators, since this is a creator-focused channel, everything we need to earn my recommendation as the best laptop for the past couple of years. However, this is a laptop that has great build quality, even better interior, equally great performance, fantastic upgrade path, is slightly thinner and lighter, and is just as good of battery life and color gamut range. Now let's go ahead and check out the performance before I reveal what this laptop is. Now the battery life is actually a little bit better than the Legion Pro 5. It has a slightly larger battery at 90 watts compared to the Lenovo Legion Pro 5 at 80 watts, and it'll get you almost an extra hour of battery life at 7 hours and 24 minutes for past smart productivity, 7 hours and 36 minutes for streaming video playback, Photoshop battery life of 3 hours and 48 minutes, and Premiere Pro of 2 hours and 11 minutes. Now looking at the performance at first, it seems like it's a little bit underpowered, checking out the simulated benchmarks for Geekbench single core, multi-core, as well as Cinebench 2024 single core and multi-core. But as we get into 3D modeling, you can see it's on par with the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i. It has the RTX 4070 to help it keep up for 3ds Max, PTC Creo, Autodesk Maya, and a little bit less than SolidWorks, but only by a couple points. Now, looking at Photoshop, that's an area that we could use a little bump in performance. Now, if you upgraded this laptop to 32 gigs of RAM from its current 16 gigs of RAM, I think it would be easily on par with the Lenovo Legion Pro 5. So it doesn't have my complete shining gold star of dominating the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i, but it's very close. Now, looking at the export times, we have fantastic export times, 2 minutes and 14 seconds for 4K. Export out of Premiere Pro is a 9-minute 4K clip placed into the timeline and exported out at full quality YouTube settings. And also 6K. It's on par with the 6K performance from 2024. However, if you look at the 6K performance from the Legion in 2023, both the 2024 Legion and this laptop are not as performance savvy. Something about that sweet spot of the 2022 and 2023s that really shined. However, looking at playback, we get about 300 drop frames less with this laptop that I'm currently holding secret in front of you. So punch for punch, performance you can see is great for this laptop. Battery life is better. We have none other than the Alienware M16 R2. When unboxing this laptop for the first time, I was very impressed by the top cover, bottom cover, and the keyboard deck. It has a slightly smaller 240 watt charger block, so you don't have to lug around that huge 300 watt charger block. And as I opened the lid of this laptop, I was met by really nostalgia because my first ever Windows laptop was a Dell XPS 15, and it has this fantastic soft touch matte finish on the interior of the laptop that is just, it feels so nice to the touch. It feels so nice as you rest your hands upon it. It really is a more premium feel compared to the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i. So right there off the bat, I was astounded with this laptop. I was taken back that why have I never revealed this laptop before? Big thanks to the Alienware team for sending this my way. Philip, thank you, sir. And as I'm going ahead and closing the laptop down, and I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to show you the bottom cover. I love how the bottom cover wraps around. Even the vent wraps around to give you more access to that vent. It's just really, really good design. This vent on the bottom is completely open, so both the fans and the heat pipe have great ventilation. You have vents kicking air outside of the back of the chassis, so really great ventilation there. And then we have some nice speaker grills that actually curve up the side to create a really nice audio experience. Here's a quick sample of the audio so you can hear what it sounds like. Now Now, taking a look at the Alienware M16R2, we've got a bunch of options available for this laptop. Keep in mind the model that I'm reviewing has the Intel Core Ultra 7 with the RTX 4070. That's going to put you back $1,849, or you can go ahead and snag it from Best Buy with the same configuration at the same price. Now, for this model, you're going to have 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of SSD. Now, you can go ahead and upgrade to the Intel Core Ultra 9. Personally, I don't think this is a huge upgrade because you can see they both have 16 cores and 22 threads. And so the performance upgrade is not going to be so substantial, in my opinion. If you want an upgrade, I would definitely go for the RTX 4070 and then upgrade it to 32 gigs of RAM. That's going to be more impactful than upgrading to the Intel Core Ultra 9, especially in things like Photoshop or Premiere Pro when you're trying to get smoother playback. That's where your money can be better spent. Now, you do have the option of getting the Intel Core Ultra 7 and 16 gigs of RAM with the RTX 4060 on Best Buy as well. So there's a couple different options. You can either buy from Dell directly or you can order from Best Buy depending on what vendor you like best. Keep in mind the links are in the description below to check the live pricing or make a purchase through those links, and I'll get a small commission but at no extra cost to you. Always stoked when you guys use those links. It's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. Now, as you look, the side cover is actually the bottom cover. It's a very nice, large piece of aluminum that wraps all the way up to the side and touches the keyboard deck. So I really like the way it's assembled. It's one nice piece of aluminum. Now, as you go ahead and look at this top cover, I love the simplicity of this. Just a nice big 16. The Alien logo might be a little too much for people who want to feel more professional. It does light up, but you can turn it on and off. Here's a quick tour of me editing the RGB lighting that is on the Alien, as well as the keyboard. And on top of everything, I love the accented trackpad. I think it's so cool. Here you go, check it out. Now, taking a look at the Alien FX, this is how you go ahead and color all of your RGB. You have the Alienware power button here, the trackpad, as well as the Alienware logo on the front of the laptop. Very simple. You just come into here. You can select which system you want to change. Click it, and it gives you the option to change the color. So go ahead and let's just set it to pink real quick. Spin around. Now we're set to pink. It's pretty light pink color. The blue definitely stands out the most for the RGB here. Now, if we go ahead and we switch over to the front, you can control the icon power button and around the trackpad. I really do like the blue. I feel like it really stands out, pops, and it's not too hard on the eyes. Now we're gonna check out the evenness of the keyboard backlight. You can see they've done a very good job of distributing the light evenly throughout all the keys. There's no hot spots or washy spots. I really love the Alienware RGB. It's not too harsh in the eyes. It's very smooth. The outline of the trackpad is just a super nice touch, especially in the dark. You're able to see it and pop out. Overall, I think they really nailed the RGB. Probably one of my favorites that I have seen in a long time, just because of this touch here with the trackpad. I think it's super neat. Of course, in the dark, you can see that there's the Alien logo there. Now let's take a look at the interior of the laptop, check out the keyboard deck. You can quickly cycle through your different fan modes by clicking the F1 key. And you can see it actually changes colors, which is really cool. So you can go into performance mode, it'll turn like a pink color. And then you turn it off of performance mode, it turns back to blue. So you know exactly what mode you're in when using the laptop. So you can quickly jump in and out of battery life. I think that's awesome. Now you have your volume control here, as well as muting your mic, your brightness, Bluetooth, and of course you can quickly turn on and off the keyboard backlighting as to save battery. That is fantastic. Now, the only thing I don't like about the laptop is the 3/4 size shift key. It's a big pain in the butt of mine that I always end up hitting the up arrow key instead of the shift key when I'm trying to type, and I can't stand it. But honestly, for this laptop, I would get over that and use this laptop because I love the feel of it. Now, it has a nice medium key travel, very quiet. Trackpad, same thing, nice quiet trackpad. Now the trackpad is set a little to the left. I don't know if you can tell, but it's not dead center. You can see there's a little bit more space over here than there is over here, which I think is odd because there's no numpad. Normally a numpad is what pushes a trackpad over and they center it on the keyboard. But as you can see, here's the space bar and it's not even centered on the space bar. So I don't know why they didn't just bump it and center it on the actual keyboard deck. I think that's kind of weird, but that's what they decided to do. Before I forget, here's a sample of me using the keyboard and trackpad so you can hear what they sound like. Now we do have a large vent here along the top of the keyboard deck. That is a vent, that is not speakers. Speakers are only along the bottom cover, which I gave you a sample for just a minute ago. Now they do have a webcam along the top bezel of the screen, and here's a quick sample of it so you can look and hear what it sounds like. This is a sample of the webcam on the Alienware and a little sample of the audio for you as well. Now earlier I talked about the weight and thickness, and comparing it to the Legion Pro 5i, it's a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter. Now adding the charger on top, you're gonna end up at about almost 7 pounds, but without the charger, you're at about 5.5 pounds. So nice package, and it's got a nice consolidated form factor. I do like that there's not a ledge on this model, just seems a little bit more consolidated. Really good design. And I like how it is more of a gray silver material than it is like a bright silver, so it's a little more discreet. Now let's talk about the display. For the display on the Alienware, we have a QHD with a resolution of 2560 by 1600 at a 240 hertz refresh rate, 3 milliseconds response time. It can reach 328 nits of screen brightness, not the brightest screen, but definitely in line with what you need. 100% sRGB, 83% Adobe RGB, and 84% DCI-P3, all at a delta E of 1.20. So we got really solid color accuracy and good, really good color gamut range, but not across the board super excellent color gamut range. So it's a solid display for creators. An added benefit to this laptop is I like the ports a little bit better. For the ports on the Alienware M16 R2, we have 2 USB Type A's. These are 3.2 Gen 1. One is with power share. We have one USB Type C that is Thunderbolt, and it has both power delivery and display port. And we have another USB Type C, which is 3.2 Gen 2, which has display port and DGPU capabilities. We also have the HDMI port along the back and your power adapter, as well as an RJ45 network port and your headphone jack. Finally, we have a micro SD card reader, fantastic for expanding your storage. You don't have to open the bottom cover of the laptop to add or remove or trade out a SSD. You can just go ahead, buy micro SD cards, and go ahead and expand your storage anytime, anywhere. The Legion 5 Pro does not have the mentioned micro SD card reader, so a little bonus there as well to expand your storage. But speaking of the storage, the upgrade path, which I probably mentioned earlier, but then like zigzagged away from it, the upgrade path is equal to the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i. So you can get 2 RAM sticks upgraded in here, and there's 2 M.2 slots. So you can expand your storage internally and you can expand your storage externally. Fantastic customization options here with the Alienware M16 R2. For me, this is the laptop to beat in 2024. As far as the standard traditional gaming laptop chassis is concerned, there is no laptop that I've seen so far that has a really refined aesthetic, rounded edges, a nice soft top cover, great performance, great upgrade path, really neat features like the light up RGB trackpad, customization of the RGB backlighting, the really neat Alienware power button that lights up, the little discrete alien on the front, the port selection, the performance, the battery life. It just has so much going for it. Let me know your thoughts if this is something that you're highly considering, or you're like, Ben, no way, I've got my mindset on this laptop over here. Remember that there will be links in the description below if you're ready to make a purchase, or click or tap the screen here for more videos to help you with your buying decision. I'll see you here in the next one.